Welcome to the Wisdom Path, where timeless truths meet today's challenges. In today's story, we'll talk about a powerful enemy that lives inside all of us. Resistance. Not the kind you see in war or politics. This enemy wears many masks: fear, perfectionism, doubt, and distraction. But once you see it clearly, you can beat it. Stay with me to discover how you can silence your inner critic and take back control. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new episode that helps you grow with wisdom. Part 1. Recognize the real enemy, resistance. Step 1. Understand what resistance really is. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a great idea but never acted on it? Maybe you wanted to start writing a book, or open a business, or finally lose weight. But somehow, you didn't. That invisible force that kept you still, that's resistance. It's not laziness. It's not bad luck. It's not your job or your family. Resistance is the voice inside that says, "You're not ready yet. What if you fail? Let's do it tomorrow." It feels like fear. Sounds like logic. Looks like being too busy. But make no mistake, it is the enemy. Steven Pressfield calls it out boldly. Resistance will fight you to the death. Step 2. Recognize its disguises. Resistance is sneaky. It's the urge to check your phone instead of writing. It's spending hours making the perfect logo instead of launching the idea. It's watching yet another motivational video, but never moving a muscle. I once worked with a client named Eric. He had an amazing product idea, simple, useful, unique. But for 2 years he prepared. Website designs, market research, branding. When I asked him what was really stopping him, he sighed and said, "I guess I'm afraid it won't be good enough." That's resistance, disguised as perfection, disguised as preparation. As Eric later learned, doing defeats resistance. Not thinking, not planning. Action is the cure. Step 3. Move fast. Don't wait for ready. Resistance grows stronger the longer you wait. Like a weed, it spreads fast. The only way to kill it is to move. Tony Robbins says, "The only impossible journey is the one you never begin." When you feel stuck, act. Not perfectly, not completely. Just move. Here's a quick exercise. Think of one thing you've been avoiding. Something small. Now do just the first step. Email someone. Sketch the outline. Open the document. That's it. That's your win for today. It doesn't need to be big. It needs to be done. Step 4. Don't aim for perfect. Aim for done. Perfectionism is resistance wearing a shiny mask. It says, you must do it flawlessly, or not at all. But nothing is ever perfect. Even masterpieces were once messy drafts. Imagine a sculptor with a block of stone. She doesn't sit for months waiting to feel inspired. She starts hammering. Bit by bit, the shape emerges. That's how great things are made. Pressfield reminds us, done is better than perfect. Step 5. Feel the fear and do it. Anyway, fear is not the enemy. Fear shows us the path. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, your personality creates your personal reality. So if your inner world is full of fear, your outer world becomes small. The trick isn't to not be afraid. The trick is to move through the fear, to feel the heart pounding and still write the first sentence, still make the first call, still take the first step. Fear is just resistance waving its flag. Wave back and keep walking. Today's lesson is simple, but not easy. Resistance is real. It lives inside you. But so does courage. So does creativity. So does the voice that whispers, "You were born for this." Every time you take action, even a small one, you win the battle. Even sitting here, listening to this, means you're already doing the work. Don't wait for perfect. Don't wait to be ready. Start where you are, because the only way out is through. Part 2. The messy middle, where most people quit. Step 1. Why the middle feels so hard. Let's imagine your dream is a long road. The beginning is exciting. You're full of energy, passion, ideas. The end feels glorious. You picture success, celebration, freedom. But in between, there's fog, confusion, doubt, boredom. This is where the real battle happens. Stephen Pressfield writes, "The middle is where most quit. Beginnings are fun, endings are meaningful. The middle is hard." I once coached a woman named Julia. She was writing her first novel. At first, she wrote every day. She was alive with inspiration. But by chapter 7, things changed. Is this even good? Who would want to read this? Maybe I should start a different story. That's resistance, coming back stronger. It knows this is where your dream becomes real. So it throws everything it has to stop you. Step 2. Keep moving, even without clarity. When you're in the middle, you often can't see the finish line. But that doesn't mean you're lost. It means you're growing. Think of it like hiking a mountain in fog. You can't see the top, but every step still takes you upward. Brian Tracy once said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." The same goes for finishing. You don't need confidence. You need movement. Make progress, not perfection. Even one awkward sentence, one draft, one video. That's one less than you had yesterday. Step 3. Cut the drama. Do the work. Here's a tough truth. Nobody cares how you feel about your dream. The dream doesn't need you to be motivated. It just needs you to show up. Stephen Pressfield puts it bluntly. There's no room for drama, only action. Feel discouraged? Good. Now get back to work. Feel tired? Fine. Do one small thing anyway. This doesn't mean ignoring your emotions. It means not letting them be the boss. Let your feelings ride in the car, but don't let them drive. Step 4. Build grit. Like a muscle. Grit is your ability to keep going when things get boring, hard, or hopeless. And like a muscle, grit grows through use. Let's say you're learning guitar. The first few days are fun. Then your fingers hurt. You get stuck on the same chord. You want to quit. But if you keep going, just 5 more minutes a day, something shifts. You get stronger, not just at guitar, but at life. Your dream will ask you, do you want this bad enough to keep going when it's not fun? If the answer is yes, you're already ahead of 90% of people. Step 5. Expect resistance to evolve. Here's something most people don't expect. Resistance doesn't vanish as you make progress. It evolves. First, it says, don't start. Then, you're not ready. Then, this is garbage. Then, you'll embarrass yourself. And finally, you'll never finish. It changes form, but it's still the same enemy. The good news? Now you can recognize it. And once you see the trick, it loses its power. So whenever that voice shows up, smile and say, "Ah, resistance. I see you, but I've got work to do." Step 6. Reward yourself for showing up. We often wait to celebrate until we make it. But the truth is, showing up daily is already a win. Did you write 1 page? That's a win. Did you make 1 phone call? That's a win. Did you resist the urge to quit today? That's a huge win. I recommend this. Create a simple reward system. Mark a calendar. Give yourself a small treat after each session. Make the habit satisfying. Small victories build the bridge to big success. A short story from the journey. Let me tell you about David, a young artist I mentored. He was stuck in the middle of a massive painting project. Each day he felt like quitting. The canvas felt bigger than his talent. So I gave him this challenge. Just paint 1 corner. Don't worry about the rest. He did. The next day, he painted another corner, and another. In 3 weeks, the piece was done. When he looked at it, he said something I'll never forget. "I didn't paint the whole thing at once. I painted through the fog." If you're stuck in the middle, I want you to remember this. You're not alone. This part is supposed to be hard. That means you're on the right path. Most people never finish. But you're not most people. Every day you show up, you get stronger. Every hour you fight resistance, you grow wiser. Every step you take through the fog gets you closer to the top. Part 3. Finish strong. You were born to create. Approximately 800 plus words. Step 1. Reignite the fire. Remember how it felt when you first began? That energy, that spark, that feeling like, yes, I'm finally doing it. It may have faded. That's normal. But it's not gone. It's just buried. To finish strong, you must reconnect with your why. Ask yourself, why did I begin this in the first place? Who am I doing this for? What would it mean to finally complete it? Take a moment, reflect, write it down, say it out loud. Your why is your fuel. When the path is long, you don't need more energy. You need to remember the reason. Step 2. Embrace imperfection and push forward. One of the biggest lies resistance tells us is this: if it's not perfect, it's not worth finishing. That's false. Perfect is the enemy of done. Perfect is a mirage that keeps you thirsty. I once worked with a filmmaker named Leo. He had spent 2 years editing a short film. Every week he changed something: color, audio, music. It was almost ready, but never released. I told him, if you don't let it go, no one will ever see it. You're not making art, you're hiding. A month later, he submitted it to a festival. It wasn't perfect, but it was real, and it won second prize. Stephen Pressfield reminds us, resistance will tell you anything to keep you from finishing. Ignore it. Finish the thing. Step 3. Shift your identity. Become the finisher. There are 2 types of people: those who start and those who finish. To finish strong, you must see yourself as someone who completes things, not just a dreamer, a doer. Every time you finish a task, big or small, you reinforce this identity. It could be a 3-minute workout, a half-written email, a painted corner of a wall. Start telling yourself, I'm the kind of person who finishes. Say it again. Believe it. Because the way you talk to yourself becomes the way you show up. Step 4. Create a clear, simple finish line. Sometimes we don't finish because the ending isn't clear. We say we're still working on it because we haven't defined what done looks like. So define it. Be precise. Is it sending the email, publishing the post, uploading the video, submitting the application? Your finish line must be visible and simple. Don't make it a mountain when it's just a small hill. Brian Tracy once said, clear goals increase confidence, energy, and persistence. Apply that to finishing. Make it crystal clear. Then take the final steps. Step 5. Expect resistance. One last time. Here's something no one tells you. Resistance hits hardest right before the end. Why? Because it knows you're close. It knows that if you finish, something in you will change forever. You'll level up. So it fights with everything. Self-doubt, overthinking, sudden distractions, fake emergencies. This is where most people walk away. You won't. When you feel that final storm rising, smile. It's proof you're close. Pressfield says, resistance will strike the moment before the finish. That's the test. Pass it. Step 6. Trust the calling. You were born to create. If you've ever felt pulled to write, build, speak, design, help, or teach, trust that. It's not random. It's the universe calling you to become who you really are. You don't need permission to be great. You just need to show up every day, especially when it's hard, especially when no one is watching. Because what you create matters, not just for others, but for you. Tony Robbins said, "The only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment. You have both. Now use them." Final story, the last page. Let me leave you with one last story. A man named Elijah dreamed of writing a children's book. For 6 years, he wrote drafts, tore them up, started again. Fear held him hostage. One day, he read something simple. Do the work. So he wrote a short draft, sent it to a friend. That friend shared it with a teacher. The teacher read it to a class. A child said, "I want to be like the boy in the story." Elijah cried, not because he wrote a bestseller, but because he finished, and that changed everything. Final reflection, finish what you started. Let's end with the truth. You are not born to watch others succeed. You are not born to stay stuck. You are born to create, to finish, to impact. Yes, resistance is strong, but so are you. So finish the book, launch the business, send the message, sing the song, paint the wall, change the life. Your work matters because you matter. Thank you for joining this 3-part journey on the wisdom path. If this message moved you, leave a comment, share your story, and subscribe to walk with us on the path to your greatest self. Until next time, do the work, not later, not tomorrow. Now.